council member of 402. Immediate past national president Hector Flores. Our Texas Hope chairman Joey Cardenas, and also a past state director. Council member Andrew Bartz. Immediate past state director Linda Chavez. District 18 director Agustin Pinedo. National VP for the Southwest Baldomero Garza. Our State Deputy Director for Women, Agnes Rivera Garza, Baldo's wife. Okay. We have Judge Josefina Rendon. Congressman Gene Green wasn't able to come, but he did send a representative, Jorge Maldonado. Harris County Commissioner Jack Mormon wasn't able to come, but he did send a representative, Victor Gonzalez. Constable Victor Trevino. Let's see, where was I? Mayor Pro Tem Ed Gonzalez. Sheriff Adrian Garcia. Judge Deborah Ibarra Mayfield. Judge Richard Barra. And Texas State Senator Sylvia Garcia. Also, my other cohort, Erlinda Garcia from ACC trustee, and Port of Houston Authority Commissioner Sheldon Branch. And I know Rachel Rodriguez is also here for representing Congressman Al Green. Oh, and sorry, Harris County Attorney Vince Ryan. If I miss somebody, just let me know. We'll come back and say your name. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm David Aguilla, member of Council, LULAC Council 60. It's with great pleasure I'm here tonight to give recognition and thanks. First of all, I'd like to recognize a dignitary that did not recognize herself, but our District 8 Director, Erlinda Garcia. We also have the daughter of Alonso Perales, one of the founding members of LULAC with us here today, Martha Carrizales. Macario Garcia, after serving in the Battle of the Bulge, was the only enlisted man in the 4th Infantry Division to be awarded the Medal of Honor. Macario was an inspiration to so many LULAC members. It's a great honor to recognize his family who are here with us today, including his brother Lupe Garcia, son Bobby Garcia, and his daughter Alicia Garcia, among others. Many folks know of the advocacy work LULAC is often entrenched in. Perhaps less known is our community service and charitable acts. Over the years, Houston area LULAC councils of District 8, through much hard work, effort, and commitment of time, have given hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships to students, fed and clothed those in need in our communities with food drives, clothing drives, shoes and coats for children drives. We have tutored students, mentored students, and continue to support educational programs for students, none of which would be possible without financial support. To those public officials and business leaders who supported tonight's reception and made all of this possible, I give you thanks. A very special thanks goes to our public officials, Congressman Gene Green, Commissioner Jack Mormon, Sheriff Adrian Garcia, Councilman Ed Gonzalez, and Constable Victor Trevino. I'd like to start out thanking our business community for their support. First, by recognizing the Port of Houston Authority. The Port of Houston is a 25-mile-long complex of diversified public and private facilities, an economic engine that produces jobs and economic prosperity for local and state economy. The Port of Houston has supported this event tonight, and for that, we extend a very gracious thank you. We'd like to wish a very special thanks to our business community, so thank you, Wells Fargo. Thank you, Foster Kwan LLP. MAPA, the Mexican American Bar Association. Special thanks to our District 8 Director and her company, H.S. Garcia and Associates. We thank Cash America. Gracias, La Michoacana Meat Market. Thank you, Lopez, Salinas, Castillo, and Guzman, attorneys at law. Rositas Restaurant and Oyster Bar. Compian Funeral Home. Dovalina and Duresti LLP. A very warm thank you to the Vada family. David Garcia, Total Insurance Service. And thank you, Texas Oil Environmental Inc. And thank you, Atlas Fire and Alarm Systems. I'd also like to make a quick mention of my fellow committee members that who work diligently week after week, month after month, putting this on. Besides myself, we have Council 60 member and partner of the Foster Kwan Law Firm, Lydia Tamez. Council 60 member, Raymond Valdez. Council 60 member and creator of the commemorative posters, David Garcia. Ms. LULAC, Mary Ramos. Council 60 member, Ronnie McNabb. Our event planner, who didn't have to attend so many meetings, but ended up doing so because she was so committed, Ms. Emily Escobar. Another person who wasn't a member but began making all the planning meetings, also the person providing the great exhibits through the Houston Metropolitan Research Center, Ms. Michaela Selly. A very special mention of someone who moved everything from idea to action, the most influential member of our committee, who unfortunately couldn't be with us here tonight, past National LULAC President, Rick Dovalina. These next three committee members, I truly believe, deserve special recognition because of their extra hard work, tremendous time committed, and their success in making tonight a successful event. A partner in the law firm Dovalina Uresti, Mr. Arturo Uresti. Once again, our very own District Director, Adelina Garcia. And when you see the tickets to this event, tonight's commemorative program, and you peruse the fantastic website created for this event, you understand why I give special mention and thanks to Mr. David Contreras. Last but not least, the person who dreamed up this event years ago, our committee chairman and LULAC Council 60 President, Alfonso Maldonado. Thanks, guys. Now I'd like to introduce Senator Sylvia Garcia.
Thank you so much. Now, isn't this a great reunion of LULAC? Now, I don't know about you, but just listening to all the names of all the people that were here in this very ballroom 50 years ago, it's like history that we're living again. It's about seeing that all these folks that had been there before us laid the groundwork for so many of us now to be where we are. So when I heard all the names, almost every single one of those folks made a mark. No matter which name was called, they have made a mark not only for their LULAC chapter, but for whatever sector they represent. So those of us today would not be here but for their work. So let's applaud one more time all those honored guests who are here and witness history. Thank you all so much for what you've done for all of us. Thank you. Let me just say that for me it's an honor to be able to stand here at the same place that we know that John Kennedy was at. It's amazing, isn't it, when we reflect on this day and tomorrow and the next couple of days, to think about what it would have been had he not been president. You know, the poverty programs were mentioned by Mr. Quinones. But it wasn't just that program, it was so many other programs that I can truthfully tell you that for some of those Kennedy programs, and then later, Lyndon Johnson, who followed and kept some of those promises, I wouldn't be here either. Because like Mr. Quinones said, some of us were the beneficiaries of those programs. So our mission today is to make sure that we celebrate the 50 years, but that we work hard to protect those things that they helped create and found for us. Because if we don't, it'll turn back the clock, and our kids, our grandchildren, and the future of this state will not have those programs to succeed. So I challenge you today, to do all that you can to make sure that John Kennedy and his mission and his legacy just doesn't fade away into another chapter. Because there frankly is some people, not only in this state but throughout this country, that would like to see that. So I challenge all the young people today, Joey, like we got together for Latino Summit recently, to talk about those things, because if we don't do our part to get civically engaged, to vote, and do our part in protecting what we have, frankly, we can't blame anybody else but ourselves. So tonight it's about celebrating, but it's also about reflecting on what Kennedy did for all of us, and that we move forward to protect that and to pass it on. Because if we don't do it, no one else will. So for me, LULAC 60 has been a great part of that in the past, and it continues to do it in the future. So tonight, I'd like to call Al Maldonado, who is the president, to present him a resolution from the state of Texas recognizing this 50th anniversary. And no, it'll be boring if I read it, but rest assured that it's here, and I'm going to pass it on. But I also want to pledge tonight, Al, that I'm going to do my best to make sure to work with you so that we can preserve some of our own history and look at that chapter house on Bagby that has so much history, just walking into that room and seeing all the photos on the wall. But y'all, we need to restore it, we need to protect it, and make sure we've got to make sure that that building is still there for generations to come, with all that history of the great work of this chapter that has had the most national LULAC presidents of any council in the country, that has been about this chapter, that has been about protecting human dignity and respect and all the civil rights struggles that we've all had to face. So I pledge to you tonight to work with you, and I'm sure there's a bunch of these folks that sponsored tonight's event that will join us in making sure that we restore that building and protect it, to make sure that it's a historic building that we can all be proud of. And I hope that you all will join me in that. But for now, here's a proclamation in honor of this anniversary tonight to LULAC chapter number 60. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Senator. Just a few words on our council house. It was bought by a group of 7 members. One of them, Mr. Ernest DeGia, the only survivor left from the original 7. He will be here in just a few minutes. It was purchased in 1955. They did many fundraisers, paid it off on January 23rd, 1961. Very short term. The reason I remember that date because that's the exact day I was born. But part of the funds that we raise here tonight will go to our scholarship